Welcome to today's video. I'm Gary Wariawan and today is another everyday photography vlog where I try to find photographs in everyday mundane things in life and try to squeeze a little bit of photography time, a practice time to try to create some compositions while I'm out and about. And today I'm here in a restaurant in the countryside, so it looks beautiful. It's cloudy, it's overcast, but it's not raining, so I can still try to take some pictures here and there. This is a nice location. I think this was a paddy field, but it's currently being replanted or something like that. But it's still a beautiful place, and I'm trying to take some pictures right here, and also maybe I will try to take portraits of my wife as well. And today I'm challenging myself. This is not just another vlog, but I'm trying to make a challenge for myself. And that challenge is I'm trying to break off from my addiction to in-body stabilizer. So as some of you guys might already know, I use my Panasonic Lumix GX85 a lot for my everyday photography vlogs, and that camera has nice in-body stabilizer on it, making any lens stabilized, including some prime lens that's really difficult to stabilize otherwise, and that really spoils me. That makes me lazy, and I was just really depending a lot on that feature. And I think today I just want to shake things a little bit up. So today I'm just bringing one camera, and that is my Panasonic Lumix GX850, and I'm only bringing prime lenses for today's vlog. No zoom lens, no stabilized lens at all. So the lenses that I'm bringing today is the Panasonic Lumix 14mm f2.5. Then I also brought with me the 20mm f1.7 Panasonic Lumix lens. And then also I'm bringing with me Olympus lenses. I brought the Olympus 45mm f1.8 as well as the Olympus 75mm f1.8. Wow, what a nice surprise. I never really bring that lens for vlogging. I'm just using it for like event photography and stuff, but I never really bring it out for everyday out and about stuff like this. So it's going to be exciting. I'm going to try to make use of all the lenses that I have today, try to find some nice compositions as well as trying to take portraits of my wife. We'll see what's gonna happen. And then for the vlogging camera, as usual, this is all recorded using the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. So now let's try to take some pictures. Alright, so for our first scene of today's photo shoot, I'm going to use the 14mm, this guy right here, and the GX850, aperture priority f2.5. However, I want to keep the shutter speed pretty high because again, I'm just trying to break off from my addiction to in-body stabilizer. This camera doesn't have any stabilizer, and today I'm bringing only prime lenses without stabilizer. So yeah, let's see how high the shutter speed that we get. 320, I think we're going to be fine. Going to step back a little bit. And for the composition, I was thinking of just photographing this field right here with those trees behind as sort of a background. And then I'm trying to incorporate the banana leaves, this plant in front with the flowers and that kind of stuff as sort of a framing device. So let's see how the picture turns out. I'm going to change the aperture to maybe f4 for better depth of field, but then I got slower shutter speeds. So what I'm going to do is I already mapped this button right here to be the ISO button. I'm going to change the ISO to 400 so I got higher shutter speed. Alright, I think this works. Yep, that's a high enough shutter speed. I'm focusing somewhere in the middle of the frame. Let's try to capture the image. This is f4 electronic shutter, so you won't hear any shutter sound from my camera. I'm going to take a bunch of pictures, but just selecting the ones that are the sharpest or the ones that are really light. Something like that. A very simple composition for today, just a framing device. I actually kind of like this trench line right here, creating a like leading line into the image. I think that looks kind of cool. Alright, I hear some sound of animals. Maybe it's a duck or something. I will try to find that animal later. Try to photograph it maybe, or maybe not. Alright, for the second composition of the day, I'm crouching really low, still pretty near to the previous spot, but right now I found this like bamboo plants or something. I don't really know, that guy right here. And I want to try to incorporate this into sort of my foreground with the midground, the plants right there on the field, and then the background is the large trees behind. I think it makes a nice layered look, still with the 14mm f4. Let's try to capture it, something like this. Yep, I think it kind of works. I'm going to raise and lower the camera as needed. That's how I change how big or how small the foreground is. Alright, really nice. Something like this, very simple, nothing much. Alright, so now I switch lens to the Olympus 75mm, this giant beast right here. This is actually not really that big of a lens, but for a micro four thirds lens it's kind of big. And now I want to try to photograph my wife with this lens. Alright, so my wife is already posing right there. Say hi to my wife. Alright, and I set the camera to shutter priority instead of aperture priority because I want to try to get a high enough shutter speed. But you know what? I'm going to switch to aperture priority and select a higher ISO. Let's see, 800. I don't really care about the low light performance of the micro four thirds camera. So now let's start to take some picture. Just a simple portrait with the blurry background with the 75mm. Alright, 1, 2, 3. One more. Half body. 1, 2, 3. Really nice. One more. Really like the image quality of the Olympus 75. 1, 2, 3. Let's step forward a little bit. I want to try to make it into like about quarter body, something like this. Alright, 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Really nice. Now let's try horizontal. We'll see if we can get some layering with the plants on the right using the horizontal composition. Alright, focus and recompose. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Really nice. Last one. Still horizontal. 1, 2, 3. Alright, really nice. Alright, another portrait with the 75mm. It's a little bit tight right now. We're trying to make use of the space that we have. But yeah, the 75 is just a beast. And in terms of focal length, it's a little bit too long for my taste. But the result that you get is just fantastic. So what I'm trying to do is trying to take a portrait of my wife. And I'm going to incorporate those two banana trees in between and put my wife in between those two trees as sort of a framing device. So let's see if it works or not. Let's try to take the picture. This is f2.0, aperture priority, ISO 800. Quite a high ISO, but I'm getting 400 of a second shutter speed, pretty high. Let's take the picture. I need to back up just a little bit. That's how unwieldy this lens is. 1, 2, 3. One more. Alright, can you move a little bit to the left? Alright, cool. Look over here. 1, 2, 3. Really nice. One more. 1, 2, 3. Nice. One more. 1, 2, 3. Can you look straight to me, please? It's really nice. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2. Can you cross the hand again? Nice. 1, 2, 3. All right. Let's try horizontal this time. It's a little bit tight for a horizontal crop, but let's see. 1, 2, 3. Going to move a little bit closer. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. I'm hoping the shutter speed is high enough for the 75mm. 1, 2, 3. Last one. Still horizontal. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now I switch to the Olympus 45mm, this little telephoto lens right here. And still at f2.0, I want to try to take portraits of my wife again with a little bit of the greeneries and the plant and the flowers. So yeah, let's be quick because I think it's going to rain pretty soon. Alright, look over here. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Again. 1, 2, 3. Again, with the 45mm, it's a little bit easier to take portraits. 1, 2, 3. Compared to the 75 because the focal length is not too long. I think this is the sweet spot for telephoto portrait focal length. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go a little bit closer and try to do horizontal. 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. I hope the shutter speed is high enough for the Olympus lens. 1, 2, 3. Last one. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Alright, so I think this will be the last sets of pictures for today's portrait and photo shoot for the vlog. I'm switching to the Panasonic Lumix 20mm f1.7. I'm setting it at aperture priority f2.0, ISO 800, but I'm overexposing a little bit because it's actually a little bit backlight. So let's try to take an environmental portrait of my wife. 1, 2, 3. Just a simple composition with a little bit of the plants to help to frame my wife, and just blurry background goodness bokeh. 1, 2, 3. Again, going to keep switching positions until I find the angle that I like the most. Careful. 1, 2, 3. Let's try horizontal this time. Let's drop down the overexposure compensation. 1, 2, 3. One more. Going a little bit closer this time. 1, 2, 3. Again. Looks so nice. The 20mm has a different feel to the 45 and the 75. It doesn't produce as much bokeh as the other lenses. Again, 1, 2, 3. But it's just a pleasant lens to use. I can get close to my wife and get more of the environmental compared to the other Olympus portrait lens. 1, 2, 3. But it's just a matter of taste. I think I like the 20mm for this kind of environmental portrait, but for a more serious portrait for the classic background blur, then I will choose either the 45 or 75. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Last one. 1, 2, 3. All right. And that wraps up today's video. So that is all for today's vlog. I hope that today's vlog has been entertaining, inspiring, makes you want to go out and try to take some pictures. Please let me know in the comment down below which one is your favorite picture. Also, don't forget to support my channel by liking this video, sharing this video, subscribing to my channel down below, and also use the super thanks button. It will help me a lot. Thank you and see you in the next video. Goodbye.